In a surprise press briefing, President Trump announced that he wants to open places of worship around the country right now. He also warned that he will override any state leader that does not get on board. Take a listen.
Some governors have deemed liquor stores and abortion clinics as essential, but have left out churches and other houses of worship. It's not right. So I'm correcting this injustice and calling houses of worship essential. The governors need to do the right thing and allow these very important, essential places of faith to open right now for this weekend. If they don't do it, I will override the governors. In America, we need more prayer, not less.
News 8's Jacqueline Francis has been checking in with West Michigan churches. Jacqueline, what are you hearing?
So even before the president's comments today, many places of worship were already planning to reopen soon. So really, this doesn't change much, like here at the Grand Rapids Diocese, where a spokesperson tells me that regardless of the president's comments, they had planned and continue to plan on having their first public mass back a week from Sunday. And that if the governor were to extend the stay-at-home order, that wouldn't change anything. Outside of the Catholic Church, other congregations had a similar reaction. One pastor in Grandville giving me his thoughts on what the president had to say.
For us to hear that we're now considered essential, now that's wonderful, but really it doesn't bear any weight on whether or not we're coming back together, because they're two separate things. One is churches should have already been considered essential. The second is, well, what is the strategy or the wisdom to exercise that right to come back to worship?
Shortly after the president's announcement, the CDC put out new guidelines on how places of worship can safely reopen, recommendations that include social distancing and mask use. They're also telling churches to clean surfaces at least daily and limit sharing of frequently touched items. We reached out to Governor Whitmer's office to get her reaction on what the president had to say. A spokesperson did respond simply with a reminder that all places of worship are exempt from being penalized for any sort of religious activity during the stay-at-home order. Also, the president has not said what legal authority he has to force churches to open if any governors object. Live in Grand Rapids, Jacqueline Francis, News 8.